Now let's talk about warp tool and spline warp tool. So first of all, let's go to the splines option and we will create one text and we will type whatever text we want. Let's change the font from here. Let's choose Poppins blog, I mean black, and let's type text like motion. Okay, so this is my text, and because this is spline we cannot render it out, so let's select this and let's instead of let, I'm going to choose this at middle. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring my extrude and I'll move this text inside this extrude. Now if you as you guys know that whenever we want to apply deformer, what we generally do, we will select this deformer, I'll select this and I'll apply like this. But as you guys can see in this case, we have this thing inside this deformer, so it will I mean not deformer but this extrude, so it will look quite weird. So there is one thing you can do. You can select this deformer and object that you want to apply deformer, you can select both of them and you can create one null object and you can select this and move inside this null object. Now because they are in null object and they are line wise, so now this deformer will apply on this one. If I increase the strength, if you see, the deformer is applied its strength to that object because both of them are in one null object. And to do that, there is one shortcut also. Let's delete this null object. You can select both of this object or even multiple object if you want to. All of them should be in a group and in null object. All you need to do, simply select both of them and hold Alt and G. So now both of them are in one null object, which means they are parent with this null object, or you can say they are in a group. Okay, so now let's talk about warp tool. If you go over here, you will get the warp, and if you select it and if I move this inside this, as you guys can see, my text is warp around this semicircle over here, which is in the cylindrical format like this. If you see the warp over here, it's cylindrical. If you change this to spherical, you will get different results. Right now it's cylindrical. So first option we will get is width, which is basically talking about width only, and you can increase the height of it. Let's decrease the increase the width like this, so we can see it will look like that. And then we will get the radius of this cylinder like this. So with the help of that you can do certain things. Now let's go and choose spherical and let's see, we will get this kind of structure. And if you hit Ctrl R, it's basically what it does, that it will wrap your text around that particulars what we call shape. Right now it's spherical, you can choose cylindrical and you can play around with this longitude, start and end options, like various options are there. You can use them in a creative way, the way you want. We will see that in our further videos also, that how you can use these things in a creative way to do certain kind of animations. But right now you need to understand that this basically what this option does is simply it will wrap your, not this text but any object, it will wrap around the particular shape you have decided over here. Okay, so this is the use of warp tool. And but if you see properly, this is quite limited because we have only two options here. But now what we need to do, like if this text I want to wrap it around different objects, let's say how we can do that. Let's delete all of this stuff. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to create one cube over here, let's say, and let's increase the height of that cube up to 1000. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to increase the y segments to let's say 50. And then I want to wrap this object around, let's say, this circle over here like that. This circle I want this what we call cube should wrap around this circle. So how we can do that? All you need to do, simply select this circle. Let's do a certain height change over here because this circle is small, or you can increase the size of the circle, let's say. So how we can do that? Simply go to the deformers and over here you will get this flame wrap tool. If you see the icon, you will understand what it's gonna does in our future. Let's select that, and if you apply this to this cube, let's say, now this is properly applied, and if you see, it's obviously fit to our parent. Now this is directing toward x-axis, and over here you will get this spline. Now what you need to do over here, you need to tell this thing that on which spline you need to wrap this. So obviously we have this spline, so I'll simply select this spline and I'll move this over here. So as you guys can see, this cube is right now wrapped around this spline. But this looks quite weird because if you see over here, the orientation is on X. If I choose it's plus X, if I choose this minus X, still we are not gonna get proper result. If I choose on Y, then as you guys can see, we will get this kind of result. So it's also important on which axis you are going to wrap it around. And you can, if you see in Z axis, you will get still different results. So your axis should be proper. Like if I select this and if I rotate it, let's say I can rotate it like that, because this is around wrapped around this circle. Okay, then along with that, these options, you will get some extra options like offset, like from and to. If you are After Effect user, then you should know what is the use of trim path. So it's same. With the help of this offsets, you can again do certain things. If you go to the size option over here, this is also basically very interesting stuff. We will get one graph over here. If I decrease it, like with this thing is at the start, as you guys can see, we will get different shape. And with the help of this handle, I can adjust this handle like this. If I select this point also, and if I move this down, I'll get this kind of stuff. And if I increase it like this, I'll get this kind of shape, which is quite half of like moon. And then if I increase this offset, then obviously we will get this kind of shape. So that's the use of warp tool and spline warp tool.